Elon, we've caught you in 4K. We're currently watching Elon Musk's midlife crisis unfold in epic proportions. Well, epic is kind of overselling it. It's just sad, really. His story starts in 1971, along with his brother Elon Musk, who was born 5 minutes afterwards. And since then, he's been making traffic tunnels, self-destructing cars, playing with rockets, and losing his Tesla in space. And most recently, he bought out Twitter for $44,000. Wait, no. And now that we have all of that sorted out, let me introduce you to Terry the Corkboard, who is decorated with Elon Musk's tweets and tweets and tweets and tweets. Twitter, you ask? It's because this man basically tweets 100 times a day. It's practically a reflection of his entire personality, which makes it a great place to dissect his every move. Now, it only makes sense to start from the beginning. His very first tweet. Very innocent. Very inoffensive. Good job, Elon. Now, if you could carry on like this for just a bit longer. Okay, alright. Oh. Yeah. Now, if Elon's life was a car crash, this tweet will be the key starting up the ignition. And the car's about to go. I couldn't really be bothered to look into his family history or anything, but I do know he comes from money, and I do know he was smart from a young age. Like Matilda. Except he had no Miss Honey to nurture him. What did you do last Friday? Oh yeah, that sounds nice. I watched a 3-part documentary on Elon Musk. It took 3 hours. And from watching that documentary, I learned 3 things. Number 1, I know where his accent comes from now. From South Africa. He's South Africa born and bred. That's where he's from. And number 2, this man is for real. As much as people criticize him for, you know, most of the stuff he does, you cannot deny that without the Musk, the world we live in today will be slightly less electric car-y and slightly less rockety. And this is why people call him a visionary. Wow. He has a grand vision and gets his minions to do the dirty work. This man was technically out of his depth by the time he founded PayPal. And since then, he's just been floating and like spending money and, you know, like similar to how Steve Jobs did not assemble the iPods piece by piece on the production line. He just called the shots and screamed at people who thought it'd be okay to take the Sunday off. Musk is like a 5-year-old with a crayon. He scribbles these elaborate drawings, you know, the type where your mum goes, haha, that's nice. But unlike your average 5-year-old, he has money, which means his ideas actually get developed. That is why there is a Model 3 in space right now heading towards Mars.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Which, honestly, that's like, I love that. Mars, yeah. You know what, that actually kind of ruins the feng shui. Okay. And number 3, he's the type of guy to walk down the stairs like this. No hate, just an observation. However, going off of that, people really do build him up to be something that he is not.
But he's not Einstein, is he?
I think he is smarter than Einstein.
Yeah, sure, Einstein. Oh, no! This man discovered the laws of physics. Or was it general relativity? Either way, he's a smart man. This man developed a payment option for a second-hand furniture store. There's a difference. He's a software developer. Just like Bezos with Amazon or Zuckerberg with Facebook. I feel like she's the type in a comedy that would say, I'm pretty much the brains around here. Anyway, let's take another look at Elon's meme library. By the way, the strings do not represent anything. It just makes it look a bit more professional. Right, number 1. This was for June, Pride Month. Okay, I don't know how to look at this one. Either he's making a well-informed, positive jab at these big corporations that pretend to care about Pride Month, whilst they funnel money into anti-LGBT groups and politicians. Walmart have this Pride and Joy section on their site where you can get Elton John glasses and rainbow-colored tat. I'm looking at this Pride and Joy section right now, and it's awful. It's like they really missed the mark with this one. You can get pride knives, which is just knives in different colours. You can stab the homophobic folk with that. Like bubbles, Sprite. Why is it just a random Sprite in this list? Is this Pride related? This is awful. It's like so tacky. Not call me by your name, no! Meanwhile, Walmart have donated $442,000 to politicians with a HRC rating of 0. That's not good. However, maybe Elon Musk is just mocking the LGBTQ+ community on purpose because They have it too good, don't they? Next up we have world peace. Another Elon Musk tweet. Okay, good Elon, good job. Or how about Elon Musk saying this rocks to was magma before it was cool. And finally we have a Wonders Not Simply meme in 2021. But I'm ashamed to admit some of his tweets do make me laugh. However, it's fine when I remember they're all stolen. For example, the Queen is the Teletubbies. Very, very good. Or a hackers in movies be like, I'm in. So good. Only people on the same level as Einstein could come up with this.
I think he is smarter than Einstein.
Or maybe the they don't know I own the song's non-fungible token, which is actually really funny.
Which, if you didn't know, is actually referring to the NFT community.
And last of all, we've got the choose your fighter meme. It also shows that Musk puts himself on the same level as Putin, but as far as I know, Putin isn't building tunnels under Moscow to cut down on traffic. Traffic in Moscow has reached an all-new high. We must build tunnel under Moscow. Now all of this is well and good, but do you remember the time when 12 people got stuck in a cave in Thailand? Thought so. This could be described as a low point for Musk, as he ended up calling the British diver that saved a boy a pedo. And this happened on Twitter. There wasn't even an epic showdown. He was just Candy Crush in one hand, Twitter in the other, making false accusations. But why did he make these accusations? Because he was frustrated that they didn't use his homemade submarine in the rescue mission. For real. Basically, the cave story made headlines and Elon wanted to jump in and be the hero that no one wanted. He assembled a team of engineers and created this. Now there's this whole rescue effort with people who actually knew what they were doing. Then the inventor of PayPal waltzes in and is like, I'm sure I can whip something up. Yeah, don't worry, I've got it. And keep in mind, no one's listening to him. Then he gets his minions to throw a few rocket parts together and makes this. What is it? What is that? What is it? What? And still no one is listening. Then he takes it a step further and sends it over to Thailand. No one even wants it and no one cares. The man leading the operation even said,
"And stick his submarine where it hurts." Just had absolutely no chance of working. He had no conception of what the cave passage was like. The submarine, I believe, was about 5'6" long, rigid, so it wouldn't have gone round corners or, round any obstacles. It wouldn't have made the first 50 metres into the cave. It's a PR stunt.
it's just sad, isn't it? He just wanted to help. You tried, Elon. You tried. Hey? You'll get him next time, hey? Hey? He's alright. So yeah, that was a submarine incident. Now let's talk politics for a moment. Remember when I said I wouldn't before? Well, I am. He states that he's previously voted Democrat. Sure. Okay, I can believe that, maybe. But in recent years, stuff has started to get a little bit shaky. A little bit shaky, you know what I mean? The first anomaly that I remember was his sudden support for Kanye, who was only slightly less problematic back then, which still means just awful. And Kanye is known for being a Trump supporter. Like red hat wearing level Trump supporter. Red flag. Red flag. And naturally Musk was like, I'm a Democrat, you have my full support. And I was like, what? Elon, I used to look up to you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Then someone replies to Musk with a list of Kanye's incidents. And then Musk replies back to them, we may have more differences of opinion than I anticipated. I also love how he reverses out of it like, oh, my bad, won't do that again. But nowadays Musk is openly supporting the Republican Party. To independent-minded voters, shared power curbs are the worst excesses of both parties. Therefore, I recommend voting for a Republican Congress, given that the presidency is Democratic. Does that make sense? Am I just set 9 English, or does that actually make sense? And the only reason that I can think of as to why he's done this is to look edgy. Edgy. Ooh, look at me. I can just change my political outlook just like that.
Elon, shut up. Nobody asked. Go back to making PayPal and shut up.
To be fair, the Democrats are mostly rusty and boring anyway, so let's change things up. Maybe it's just me, I don't get how a self-proclaimed socialist can follow this path. Oh yeah, he's the richest man on earth. That would do it. That would do it. This is super dangerous though. Let me tell you why. A man with many millions of brain dead followers will follow his every word. For them, looking at this, it's like reading the Bible, you know?
Oh, it's so hard being left wing. Oh.
Elon Musk used to have this fun persona. He was kind of unusual and he had a lot of things to say. He was a figurehead of so many new and interesting things, starting with Tesla, which I have obsessively followed since 2016. I can't help it. Sometimes they're impressive, right? There was a point where Teslas used to be quite rare, so when I'd see one on a car trip, I'd point and announce to everyone that I've seen a Tesla. Because like, back then there was this new kind of magical car, this weird man was the leader, and like they were doing stuff, electric cars, it was the future. They'd self-driving, kind of, not really. Well, I mean, they called it self-driving, but like, there's not. I mean, look at this clip here. There's this car just crashed into like 10 people and killed them. But like, forget that. The point is, they said they were self-driving, and people like me were like, ooh, self-driving cars. Ooh, it's got you've got a car key that looks like a Tesla, and when you go near the car, the door goes woo, and you go, ooh, it was all automatic, and it was kind of crazy. Oh, it's self-driving. Oh, I can press a button on my phone. Oh wait, by the way, this connects to your phone. You can have like phone, car, and like you press the button on your phone, and then the car drives to you in the car park, and you're like, whoa, the car just drove to me in the car park. Crazy. And then there were the Tesla showrooms, which I would go to, and I'd sit in the car, and I'd, put my hands on the wheel and go, this is going to be me in a couple years. And then there's SpaceX. The stuff they're doing is insane.
Self-landing rockets? That wasn't a thing before SpaceX.
The promise of going to Mars, I love that. I want to go to Mars. Elon would also appear in interviews and he would just look like a normal person.
Well, as normal as you can be for a multi-billionaire.
Overwatch is amazing.
He plays Overwatch. I play Overwatch. He's just like me.
No.
In recent years, it's just been a downhill race of how quickly can I make everyone dislike me. And he's first place. Or a car crash. I should probably stick with that analogy. In which case, this would be the moment he's about to crash into an oncoming car called Twitter. Elon Musk, as a joke, was like, I'm gonna buy Twitter for $44 billion. Relatable, right? You can all relate to that joke? Okay. And after a while, he just pulled out of that deal because it's just a horrible business move. And he was probably thinking, they thought I was gonna buy Twitter. However, through the courts and legal stuff or whatever, he was forced to spend that $44 billion and actually buy Twitter. He bought Twitter, and he was like, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling kids. Now, this was a problem. If someone tweets as much as Elon does, you should not own the platform. It's the same logic as if you're desperate to become a police officer, you should not become a police officer. Just be a criminal instead. And since Elon was on his right-wing, free speech Republican tirade, you know this whole thing will come with a lot more baggage. I have a big problem with people today throwing around the words free speech. Freedom of speech is so that you're allowed to articulate your opinions without regulation. And then there is hate speech. But these two terms seem to get mixed up a lot. Too much, in fact. Way too much. So much so, when Elon Musk took over Twitter, the use of the M-word rose by 5 times. Sure, you can say that Musk is not responsible. Similarly to how Stalin wasn't responsible for all the stuff he did, you know? Misogyny, racism, homophobia. It's not free speech. It's hate speech. I feel like in the normal Twitter climate, free speech was just fine. Right? I don't actually use Twitter and I'm only young, so don't take that as a fact, please. But now apparently we're all doomed and free speech is at an all-time low. No, it's not true. Musk has this new audience and he's well and truly catering to them. Let's say, as a hypothetical, you suddenly take charge of a country and the hate crime suddenly rises by 500%. You wouldn't just sit back and go, oh, we need to protect the free speech. You would have a revelation and say, wait, I'm the problem. That's kind of what Jeff Bezos is doing at the moment, I think. And he's realized, hang on a minute, I need to give all of my money away. Don't I? I should do that. I should, shouldn't I? Right? Like, I've got a lot. I have more than the average person. I do. Do I? I do. Like charity. Climate change? Yes, climate change. That's the problem. I'll give it to the. I'll give it. I don't. But Elon Musk, on the other hand, he's still in his. I don't know. He's Elon Musk. I don't know what to say. He's not gonna buckle. He's gonna carry on He's gonna carry on. Oh, and by the way, at this point of the car crash, it is now on fire, just like the Teslas, and it's moments away from blowing up. And the last chapter of this video is dedicated to the blue check mark. You'll be missed. Not really, I couldn't care less, to be honest.
Like I said, I don't use Twitter.
Elon's $44 billion idea was to allow everyone and anyone to get hold of a blue check mark for an $8 a month subscription. So if we rewind for a moment, the point of a blue check mark was to verify if the user was for real, you know?
But according to Elon and the sake of free speech, that wasn't necessary.
Very quickly, prominent figures such as Kathy Griffiths and Ethan Klein were changing their names and profile pictures to the Musk himself. And they made wonderful tweets pretending to be him. Even though Jeffrey Epstein committed horrible crimes, I do still miss him on nights like this for his warmth and camaraderie. Rest in peace, old friend. Aww. Elon. Oh. And this got a lot of backlash from like a certain group of people. They were not doing it to sabotage his career. They were doing it to simply poke fun at him. It was a personal... all of this was done in response to Elon's tweet, "Comedy is now legal on Twitter," which is apparently not true at all, as all impersonators were immediately permabanned. You can't suddenly buy a platform, state that comedy is legal, and immediately ban people for making a joke. I mean, you can do that, or you could be the better person and go, This was only the beginning though. And Elon Musk's metaphoric car crash was milliseconds from blowing up. The irony is real. A man that values free speech and comedy so much that he spent $44 billion to ban people based off a small joke. It's just insecurity. That little boy with a crayon mentality comes in full blast. Meanwhile, people who are actually spewing hate are just allowed to get on with it, because everyone's entitled to their opinion. And now that the blue check mark was so easily available for the price of a Starbucks, people were now impersonating massive companies and corporations, one of which being a pharmaceutical company that produce insulin, stating, "We are excited to announce insulin is free now." No joke. This tweet caused their stock to drop in the billions, and we will have a front row seat as we watch the digital town square burn. Then he pulled the plug. He's firing employees everywhere. On Twitter, by the way, he's doing that on Twitter. Imagine you're an employee at Twitter. You wake up to a notification. You're fired.
What?
Also, his dad killed 2 people. So that was the video. Right. Here are some more tweets. Right. Why is small talk even legal? Tweets like that, it's why I don't use a platform. Why is small talk even legal? You know he said that because he just came out of a really awkward conversation. His assistant was like, "Hey, sunny weather today." And he was like, "Yeah." Going forward, any Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended. Free speech, free speech, free speech, free speech, free. Twitter will soon add ability to attach long-form text to tweets, ending absurdity of notepad screenshots, followed by creator monetization for all forms of content. This is not good. It's like what Apple do. That like one year they'll just remove the keyboard. They'll remove the keyboard from their line of laptops and they'll be like, "This is how we do it now." The whole industry will follow them. And then the next year they bring back the keyboard and everyone's like, "Wow, Apple, that is, how did you think of doing that? That is insane. Where did the idea come from?" And they're like, "Hey, we're just doing our jobs. You buy the products and we'll do the rest, eh?" Scum. I love the iPad though. iPad's great. Anything else? No, that's it. Sure, that's it. Thank you.